guys, it's Bad Boy Jenvey again, aka Satan. As always, going to tell you, put your money in Wisdomtree CRUD. I'm telling the monkey men, all the reptilians, they know to have their money in Wisdomtree CRUD because they've been told by their lizard king, King Charles, that he's going to sky up oil prices, which is going to cause massive inflation and starve off a lot of monkeys when the food price inflation hits. So, as a monkey man, you need to get your money into Wisdomtree CRUD. You're just going to see these oil prices going up and up and up. Until King Charles, really, is kicked out of power by God in heaven. At the moment, God in heaven is giving him cancer. He's giving Prince William cancer, Kate Middleton cancer, and Camilla cancer as well. King Charles's wife, the Queen. Getting rid of them. Because they're no good. They're just shit. They need to go down to hell where they belong. Because they haven't been willing to work with me and solving some of the problems we've got in society. One of the big things we need is free energy. Humanity needs that desperately, both reptile and monkey. Oh, and before we start the reptile footage, I was going to say to all the lizard boys who keep saying I can't fight and stuff like that, the invitation's there at my front door. This door's always unlocked when I'm in. Yeah, you can always come in and offer me for fucking punch up. You can always offer me for fucking punch up whenever you fucking like. Oh, we can have a headbutting contest on the fucking door, lizard boys. There's a lot of lizard boy bitches who don't like Dave Jenvey because he just makes them look like complete pussies. They don't like the fact I'm exposing they're complete pussies, right? They don't like that fact. And they don't like the fact that I'm exposing, you know, removing their shapeshift and proving like these are lizards. They're actual lizards. They're not fucking evolved from monkeys. They're separate species. I'm here to try and sort it out, to sort of hybridise, to blend monkey and reptile. Working for God. You see, God is a bad motherfucker. I think, oh, God's some big old holy man who's, oh, peace and love, peace and love. No. He's an hard bastard. You have to be an hard bastard to create reality. To be an hard, you know, to make all of this shit around you, you have to be a proper fucking nut job. It ain't going to be peace and love shit that makes that happen. It just ain't. You need to get a grip on that. You know what I mean? Monkey and reptile need to get a grip on that. It ain't going to be some fucking pussy boy sitting on a fucking cloud that's going to create reality. And so all you fucking lizard bitches, you know my fucking address, you little cunts. Where the fuck are you to fight me? You keep slagging me off in the comments, but none of you got any balls. And all the lizard women know it's the truth. They ain't got any fucking balls for fighting. I say it again to the monkey men, you got to understand these lizards, like they're proper like fucking, they're always deceitful and lying. So they'll try and convince you, oh, don't put your money in oil, put it in crypto, put it in Bitcoin and Ethereum and stupid shit like that. They're just little lying cunts. They'll lie to you again and again and again and again and again and again forever. It's just how they are. You know, they're behind their shapeshift, and it's like, you know, fucking Satan turns up and goes, take the shapeshift off, you little pussies. And they don't like that. Makes them really uncomfortable, makes them get their knickers in a fucking twist. They're a bunch of pussies, really. They're not, you know, don't be scared of them. As a monkey man, you don't need to be scared of a fucking lizard. You know, they're no harder than you. You've got to remember, with these oil prices, right, they're only $80 a barrel. Oil is dirt fucking cheap. It's a natural resource, runs everything. It's dirt fucking cheap. It's like, can I buy, you know, you can't buy it any cheaper than it fucking is. It's cheap as chips. Even if it goes down to $20 a barrel, right, let's just say it does, which is not gonna, but let's just say it goes down to $20 a barrel. Well, it's still only got so much fucking oil, haven't they? Until you get another planet, until you get other fucking planets, right, which is what I'm trying to get you doing. You know, I've got these dickhead royals, these royals in the way. They're being killed off by who? By the fucking nutjob in heaven who runs the show, called God. He makes me look like a fucking pussy boy. God's a fucking hard bastard. Don't be tricked by thinking, oh, it's all like, Jesus, peace and love, man. Peace and... Jesus don't run shit. Jesus don't run shit. He got crucified, for fuck's sake. Jenvey's running his mouth. No fucking end. Bad boy Jenvey running his mouth. No fucking end. Saying, lizard boy bitches. Lizard boy bitches. Talking about the fucking lizard boy police being fucking pussies. Right? And remember, no one fucking turns up. They got my address. No one turns the fuck up. Why? Because it's hard bastards that run the show. God's an hard bastard in heaven. And Satan's an hard bastard in hell. But obviously love and peace from Jesus, that message of love and peace was very important. You know, maybe the Romans were a bit too psycho back then, crucifying too many people. But as it was, he got crucified anyway. You know. So we don't run shit. I think Jesus is the King of Kings. Dream the fuck on. How the fuck would that work? But anyway, I'm working for God in heaven. He's killing them fucking British royals. I don't know if you've noticed, they're fucking, they're not doing royal engagements at the minute. There's headlines in the news about it. They're not, you just Google it. They're not doing royal engagements. And they're trying to blag, they're trying to bullshit that it's to do with fucking the general election or some shit. They're saying it's to do with the general election. We're not going to do royal engagements because we don't want to interfere with the general election. Well, how the fuck would it interfere with the general election? Say fucking King Charles and Camilla go to a garden party over the fucking summer. How the fuck would that interfere with the general election between Labour and Conservative? Of course it fucking don't. It's just a cover story, innit? Because they're all dying. They're all being killed off by the fucking God in heaven. He's had enough of them. They're no fucking good. This shit ain't working with you. He's hoping Harry will. Harry and Meghan. And they're getting slagged off routinely in the media. They get slagged off for breathing, Harry and Meghan. You know, so they get slagged off for every little fucking thing they do. Like walking out the front door. So, you know, a lot of your media's shit. I mean, I'll talk about it later. Let's get to that reptile footage anyway. Okay, the first reptilian we're going to have a look at is Tom Hanks. We've got him in a video where he's winning an Oscar for Forrest Gump, the film. So the video is Tom Hanks wins Best Actor, 67th Oscars, 95. The channel's Oscars. Now we're just going to watch the video. We're going to have a look at his eyes. His eyes actually changed colour a couple of times. It's a very emotional moment for Tom Hanks. So we're just going to have a look. Right, you look at the colour of his eyes. Colour of his eyes there. They're bluish or brown or something. As you watch the video further on, they change colour. So we're watching him. Look up. So his eyes look just fairly normal colour. But they go bright green at 2 minutes in. You see later on, we're at 158. We'll put it on the slow-mo. Gonna whack it on that slow-mo, so yeah, for normal slow-mo. We're at 158. It should happen at 2 minutes in. Just turn off the sound. Right, his eyes. You see his eyes there? Normal colour. Or blue, I think they're blue. I don't know what colour they are. I think they're blue. Now this eye begins to change. You see it change in colour. It's such an emotional moment. Now one's blue and now one's green. Let's go back. Go back to 158. Watch him at first. He looks up. They're both blue. You see that? Now if I keep playing, this one begins to change to green. You see it? And then he blinks away. Now if we go further on, we're going to go from 2 minutes to 241. You see how green his eyes are now. So he's going to look up. We're at 239, 239. Play it. So I'll look up in a minute. They're going to be really green. See how green they are. So green them eyes are. Yet if we play further along, they're not as green. They're not changing colour through the. Let's see if he looks up again. Yeah, let's see, they're not green now. This is further on. We're at 313 now, and they're not green anymore. That's happening. His eyes are changing colour because I think his natural eye colour is green, reptilian green, and it's a very emotional moment for him, winning that Oscar, obviously. Great film, Forrest Gump. I loved it, and yeah, his reptilian shapeshifter's malfunctioning a little bit. Now, I actually have another look at something else with Tom Hanks. I've actually bookmarked a page on. I've got a website, Rolex magazine. I'm just going on this website. It's just a website that I think sells or advertises Rolexes. And there is a picture of Tom Hanks on here. If this will load, and you can actually see his reptilian eyes. It's just a place that Rolex magazine, RolexMagazine.com. And I actually had a look at it. If you actually look at his eyes here, you can see the slits in his eyes. You see them? That's his actual eyes. Those are his reptilian eyes. There's green with the slit. Just on a Rolex website, Jake's Rolex World, RolexMagazine.com. Okay, so yeah, Tom Hanks, great actor. Sure, he's a good guy, but he is a reptilian. It's just how it is. The next reptilian we're going to have a look at is Christina Aguilera, pop singer. The video is Christina Aguilera presents Eminem MTV VMAs 2002, 720p, it says at the end. The channel is TT Vines. You do need this version, the 720p one, because it's a fairly bad reptilian shapeshift malfunction, and I think they've tried to cover it up with making some of the other same videos of this poorer quality, so you can't actually see the shapeshift. So I'm going to play it. She's obviously quite nervous presenting this award, and her chin at 0.24, we begin to see some slips in the shapeshift. So you want to watch her chin area. I'm pausing it repeatedly. You see it bounce then. You watch that. You want to watch that chin area. I'll do it again. You want to watch the bottom of her chin. You see the shapeshift malfunction. In a second. Oh, it's gone out of full screen. Right, it's going to happen right in a second. Oh, it's going out of full screen. They do this, the reptilians. They don't like me showing you who they are. So it keeps clicking out of full screen. They don't like it. Watch that chin. See it bounce. And if you saw a chin bouncing, we'll go a couple of seconds further on. That was at 0.2425. That happens. We'll go at 0.27 now. We see again a big reptilian shapeshift malfunction. If I can catch it. It's happened. There. See it? It's almost like a square. See that? See that there? It's It's gone on her face like that. Play it again. So at 0.27 in. That's it. Hold chin. See that? What happens again? I think that's it. But anyway, she's nervous. I mean, that's partly why she's got the hat on. She's got the hat. It does look quite stylish, but it's to try and cover up her face, because I actually looked at a couple of videos of Christina Aguilera, and when she's singing on stage, she's a very, very good singer, really good singer, and she's very confident, and it's hard to see that reptilian shapeshift. But there, she was having to talk and present an award to Eminem, probably something she's not used to doing. So it was a bit out of the ordinary for her, and I think she was a bit nervous. You know, she's more used to singing on stage, not talking, presenting awards. So it was just something that she wasn't used to doing, and her nerves were showing in the shapeshift malfunctioning a little bit. We'll have another one of Christina Aguilera. We'll get another one of her when she is singing. Another video of Christina Aguilera. The shapeshift malfunctions on this video, but it's not quite as bad. So it's nowhere near as bad. This is where she's more confident singing on stage. So Christina Aguilera, it's a man's world, live at Grammy Awards. It's got the date there. The channel is Xtina Daily. We've gone to 0.30. Obviously, always have the slow-mo on. That's really important. You need that, 0.25. We're just going to look at her forehead. It's not that bad of a shapeshift. I tried looking through all of this video and I couldn't find much. But you begin to see her head making funny shapes like here. It's not bad. I also was there. Play it back a little bit. Hang on. Yeah, it's not loading right. Hang on. Right, okay. So we're looking at the shapes in her head. Funny shapes up here. We see some little veins popping out. See this shape here. The shape there. Just trying to give her all to this performance. So there's ridge there. See her head, it just looks a bit all odd. This is just tan lines. I don't think this is just I don't know if that's just a fake tan that's gone wrong. These brown patches, that's not reptilian stuff. That's I think a fake tan. But you see, there's funny shapes in her head. Her head does look a bit, forehead does look a bit weird. It's only slight. There's a bit of a bulge there. It does disappear. Just a bit slight bulge there. There's a bulge here. Shape there. There's a bit of mark there. It's not too bad actually. It's not too bad of a shapeshift malfunction, but it is there. When she was presenting that award to Eminem, that was a more serious malfunction, and like I say, videos of that, a lot of them are in a lower quality. That's what they often do, the reptilians. It's utterly stupid. They keep trying to cover up. We've got to hide behind our shapeshift. You know, that's their whole evolutionary strategy, and it's like they've been had now. They've been had. You know what I mean? By Satan. Yeah. And you know, they go to all this effort to cover up their true form, and it just seems a lot of effort. You know, the way I see it is there's nothing inherently wrong with being a reptilian. Yeah, and it's like them going to all this effort to like try and cover up their shapeshift, and when it does malfunction, they then try and, like, you know, get that footage and try and edit it in a funny way. They try and make the quality of the footage less good, so you can't see the shapeshift as easily. You know, make the footage a bit less, more pixelated or grainy or something. And it's just like, oh, come on, you've been had. You're going to all this effort for nothing, really. You know what I mean? That's how I see it now. I'll show you what I think is the true form of a reptilian, what they actually look like without the shapeshift. Although this is a picture of a reptilian that I don't think's real. I do think it's computer generated. But it gives you an idea of what they actually look like. We'll go have a look at that now. There it is. They're green with scales. But they wouldn't bother ever being like that. But they can. I think they can change like that if they want to. They've got that big channel up the middle of their head. We've seen that. We've seen that in our reptile footage. They've got this channel. With her, you know, I think this is computer generated. I'm not sure this is real. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what they actually look like, you know, but I think that gives you a good idea that they're a bit like that. Without their monkey disguise on, they look something like that, green and scaly. Probably got a big channel up the middle of their head, like she's got. So, I mean, that's the address if you want to see it. I'll just give you the address there if you want to have a look at it. But you can see it on my video anyway. So, yeah, reptilian shapeshifters. They're real. King Charles is the king lizard. All your politics, like I said, is nonsense. Most of your media's a load of crap. Most of that's shit. You're ruled over by this lizard king who's got cancer and being killed off because God don't like him, because he won't work with him. Well, he won't work with me, Satan, his man on earth. Ultimately, it's just a ridiculous situation at the minute. And now they're trying to cover it all up, saying, oh, yeah, we can't do royal engagements at the moment because of the general election. Now, what they've done is they've told the politicians who they control, they've told the Conservatives, Rishi Sunak, yeah, do a general election now so we can use that as a cover for why we're not doing royal engagements, when the truth is they're just too ill to do them. That's what I think is happening. They're just too sick with the cancer. God from heaven is using his mind powers to kill them. Because humanity's got to move forward now. Both reptile and monkey have to move forward into the stars. You can't just stay on one planet forever. You have got to get more of them. Yes, you do have to fight aliens. That is a thing you're going to have to do to get those planets, obviously. But you just got to move forward now. They're holding up proceedings. And I tell you, a lot of reptilians are pissed off about it. Some reptilians don't like me, but a lot do, because they can see what I'm trying to do, which is get the human race, both reptile and monkey, moving forwards. That's just how it is. I mean, they do hidden messages all the time, the reptiles. Like, I don't know if you're into Harry Potter. If you're a monkey man, you might be into Harry Potter. Harry Potter, right, you've got the Slytherins, haven't you? The Slytherins would have been the reptilians. Like, J.K. Rowling will obviously be a reptilian. I could do a video on her next week showing that she's a reptile. And she, the Slytherins represent the reptilians. And they're actually the bad ones in that show. And it's like the reptilians are the ones who secretively run the world. But the king lizard on Earth is supposed to be me. I'm the one supposed to be running the show, because I've got the best interest of the people at heart. I want a bright future for monkey and reptilian, which is going into the stars, getting more Earths. You have to constantly get more Earths, because as your population increases, you need more natural resources. But it's a very big universe, and the universe is making new Earths all the time. The universe is expanding all the time, but it's also adding mass all the time. It's adding new Earths all the time, more natural resources. I'm not going to go into too much detail on theoretical physics. I'm the best theoretical physicist the world's ever known. Trust me. Because I'm the devil, yeah. But I want to help you out. The last time I think we saw Prince William in public was at the Aston Villa Olympiacos game that was held at Villa Park, the first leg. That was on the 2nd of May. And since then, he didn't look good. I'll put a picture on screen now. He didn't look healthy in that picture when he was at that game. Just the other day, at Wembley, we had the FA Cup final, and my team, Man United, the Red Devils, won 2-1 against Man City. And Prince William was there to present the FA Cup, the trophy, to the Man United team. And here he is, presenting that trophy. There's William, obviously. There's George. He looks good. There's the Man United manager. He looks healthy. But if you actually look at the sort of skin tone of William's face. It's not a great skin tone compared to last year, 2023. Here it's saying Prince William is the sexiest baldy of 2023. And you look at his skin tone there, and in that picture there. Anyway, he looks a lot healthier, I think. Here, I just don't think his skin tone looks right. See? I don't know if you can see that. It's totally different to here, where he looks a lot healthier. So, the British Royals are saying they're not doing royal engagements at the minute. Is it because of their health? Is it because of the general election? I don't know. But Prince William doesn't look healthy to me. King Charles, it's already been stated he's got cancer. Kate Middleton's got cancer. We haven't heard from her. So maybe Prince William's still flying the flag for the royal family in terms of, public appearances like he was at the FA Cup final. But for how long? His skin colour don't look right. He looks a little bit off. You know what I mean? As for Camilla, well, she's getting old now. Basically, God in heaven's killing them off. Just get them out of the way. That's how I see things. But I just have to see what happens. I'm here to do good work for humanity. It's as simple as that. I'm trying to help the human race, both reptile and monkey. Because I tell you that those British royals, particularly King Charles, has done a lot wrong. He's done a lot wrong on this earth, and that's why he's in so much shit. And that's why he's got reptilian artists making portraits of him burning in hell, because that's where he's going. Okay guys, we're going to talk about Aston Villa Football Club now. I'm a Brummie, so I'm from Birmingham, and Aston Villa is a Birmingham club. I'm actually from South Birmingham, so I live in the South Birmingham area. Well, I'm from Bromsgrove originally, which is just outside Birmingham, but it's in the South Birmingham area. And Aston Villa is a North Birmingham club that Prince William's a big fan of. Now, I know a bit about football. I used to be a really good footballer, and I'm a Roman as well. I look Italian, I look Roman. Genetically, I'm British. My nationality is British. I was born in Britain, but I'm a Roman Catholic, and as you can see, genetically, I'm Roman. I'm as Roman as it gets. I look Italian, and it's the Romans, right? It's Italians that make the best defenders. I was a great defender. When I was a kid, I just played a lot of football. And I had quite a lot of skill as well. You see me with a golf ball, juggling a golf ball. Yes, 76, there we are. Juggling that golf ball, Dave Jenvey doing it. Oh yeah. You know, I was pretty good at football. And I was a really good defender. And it's Romans that make the best defenders. The Italian teams always have the best defences. And it's my idea for Aston Villa Football Club to try and get them. They've got this opportunity now because they've got this Champions League place for next season. They've got a big transfer window coming up. And they've got a big opportunity to go on to build upon this success and go on to do well. Because I think Aston Villa could potentially be a big club in the future. Now they haven't won the Champions League since something like 1982, something like that. They haven't won it for a long time, and they haven't won any silverware at all since 1996, I think, where they won the League Cup. So they haven't had much success for many years in terms of winning things. And the big problem I see for them as a club at the minute isn't in terms of scoring goals, right? They seem to be scoring enough goals. When they're on the pitch, they seem to be able to get goals. So they've got half the battle won. The problem is they're leaking too many goals at the back. The defence isn't good enough. And it's my suggestion for Aston Villa to try and bolster their team is to go to Italy over the transfer window and look for young Italian defenders. So, because a defender that's in his prime, a centre-back that's in his prime, who's in his mid-20s or late 20s, he's going to be really, really expensive for Aston Villa Football Club. But they want to be looking at guys that are like between 18 and 20, young guys, maybe even a bit younger, possibly. It sounds crazy, but in a couple of seasons, they might be really good. You know what I mean? Because it's Romans, it's Italians who make the best defenders. It's always been the way. The Italian defences have always been the best. Think of players like Costa Curta, Baresi, Alessandro Nesta, and of course, probably the best one, Paolo Maldini. Guys like that make the best defenders because they're hard men. The Romans are the hardest men on this earth. That's a fact. They were just designed by God to be the hardest men ever. And they're the ones who make the best defenders. They've got a defensive mentality anyway. The Roman soldiers had a very defensive mentality. It's about attack, trying to kill the enemy. We're also there with our curved shields. We know what we're doing. We're working as a team with our curved shields to have a really tight defence so we don't lose many of our soldiers on the battlefield. That was their mentality. And it put them on top in Europe for a long, long time. And I think that's why they make the best defenders. They sort of got that sort of dead-eyed stare, and they're not intimidated by any strikers, any centre forwards. They're not intimidated by them. They're there to bully them. So what I'm saying to Aston Villa Football Club is you need that Roman shield to protect your goalie and stop conceding as many goals as you are, because without that, I don't think you're going to do much. You're going to get crushed at places like the San Siro against teams like Inter Milan, teams like that, and AC Milan. You know, you need a better defence. You need some Romans. You need a Roman shield for defence, but you're not going to be able to afford the most, the ones in their prime at the minute. You need the younger ones to build for the future. And I would say as well to any foreign player, so he might not be Italian, maybe Spanish or German. Playing in the Premier League is quite a prestigious thing to do, obviously. It's a really good league, the Premiership. But you might all want to go live in London, or maybe you want to play for Manchester. But I think you're probably overlooking Birmingham. And I'll say this because if you actually do some research, getting a train from Birmingham, it takes 1 hour and 17 minutes on a Virgin train to get into London. Yet in Birmingham, you haven't got the high house prices that you have in London. So as a European player playing in a young European player, Aston Villa might be an attractive club to play for at the minute. You've got lower house prices, a lot lower than London, and you've got a short train ride. It's only 1 hour 17 minutes to get into London. You know, if you want for the nightlife and stuff, you know, the London nightlife. It's not that long of a train ride. And when the HS2 comes in, which is the high-speed train from Birmingham to London, that's coming in a few years. I think it's 2029, something like that. Then Aston Villa becomes even more of an attractive club to play for, because then it's going to take under 50 minutes to get into London. So you'll be able to get a nice house in Birmingham. You'll get more for your money. You know, house prices are a lot cheaper. Yet you still only got a short train ride into London for when you want to go shopping in London, or you want to go out on a night out in London. It's only a short train ride from Birmingham New Street, that's the big train station in Birmingham, to London Euston train station. So, you know, it's something to think about as a player playing in Europe. You might want to look at Aston Villa. I know that Prince William, he wants to see Aston Villa do well. Maybe he'll be able to see him do well from wherever he goes in the afterlife. Who knows? Got 3 places you can go to: heaven, the void, or hell. He's going to one of the 3. So it's an idea for Aston Villa. That's what I think they need to do. I think they need to go into Italy during this transfer window and look around the Italian clubs. Who's going to be, you know, they might be quite young at the minute, and but who's going to be the next Paolo Maldini and Costa Curta and Alessandro Nesta and Baresi, and try to build that Roman shield defence. Like I say, the best defenders are always the Romans, always the Italians. So, and that's always been the way in football, throughout football history. That's always been the way. So that's what I think Villa need to do. They're just conceding too many goals. So that's my idea for Aston Villa Football Club. I think it's a good one. Hopefully they listen to me and go on to have some success. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.